find ourselves at the Payton City Park here on beautiful October 1st, 2019 for the annual Cardboard Canoe Race. We hope to get some interviews from the students today, learn a little bit about what they've done, some of the concepts they might have grasped through this activity, and just all around fun and exciting. So, ladies, you have some interesting hats on today. Would you like to talk a little bit about your fashion choice?
Yeah, our theme for the boat races are Appalachian monsters. So we chose the haunting of the Bell Witch, which is a witch that started haunting a family in a house which she passed away in, so then she just started haunting them.
Oh, okay, very interesting. So you've even incorporated a little bit of West Virginia history within your boat project.
Mm-hmm.
And there's art involved and science. Could you talk a little bit about the process of building your boat?
Well, you really have to start off with a good structure and make sure that you start from the front of the boat and go back, so then when you're going through the water isn't getting in your seams. And you just really have to make sure it's sound and it's not like flimsy in any area, or it could like snap in half or just bend in on you and the point could cave in.
Okay. Have you had a chance to test your design, or will this be the maiden voyage?
Well, last year we based this year's boat off of our winner from last year, so it should be pretty similar. So yeah.
So who do you think we should watch out for today? Obviously, you're going to have a good boat. Anybody else we should be looking for to have a good boat design?
I think the Boone County boat, I don't even know what theirs is.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Sheep Squatch.
Yeah, and then the It boat that's based off the movie It and the clown, theirs is pretty good.
Now, are you Wetzel County students?
Yes.
What school do you go to?
Payne City High School.
Wildcat Pride. Did I hear you say that Boone County is here as well?
No,
that's their boat.
I see. I understand. Okay. Well, I wish you best of luck. Can you both swim?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you don't need to, but thank you for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a combination effort. Magnolia High School, Payton City High School. We have the Volunteer Fire Department from New Martinsville here this morning. We have the Sheriff's Department from Tyler County. I've also seen Wetzel County Sheriff's Department members here. We have students eagerly awaiting the Cardboard Canoe or Cardboard Boat Race. I'm going to see if I can get an interview with the originator of this race, Mr. Matt Kennard. So let's see if we can get him on film. I know he's very busy preparing for the day's festivities. Stay tuned. I'm joined here by Mr. Kennard, art teacher extraordinaire at Payton City High School and the founder of today's events. Tell us the official name of this event, Mr. Kennard.
This is the Matthew Barker Cardboard Regatta. It's in memory of Matthew Barker, who passed away tragically in a car wreck. He was our first student to make a cardboard boat back in the spring of 2012. He was a kid who loved to hunt and fish and just loved life, and so we do this in his memory. And we also have continued to try and build upon his memory by looking at this through STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And part of that, one of the greatest artists of all time, is Leonardo da Vinci, was probably the founder of that whole concept that we now embrace. So that's one of the reasons why we do this, and we just hope that it continues to grow and we can include more people every year.
Great. Now, do you find that your students look forward to this event each year?
The students in Payton City have become very competitive in this in all levels of how light to make the boat, how wide to make the boat, how fast or sleek it's going to be, and of course how durable, because that's now part of it as well.
And I understood you took some of last year's winners of this race to, was it a national competition? Tell us about that.
Every year we go to Georgetown, South Carolina, at least for the last 3 years. It's the Georgetown Wooden Boat Show, but they also have a Cardboard Boat Regatta on Sunday. And so we go down there and compete with the locals and other people from around the area who come in and participate. They have asked us each year for the last 2 years now to come back, and we do a 4-hour build, and then we race that boat, as well as whichever boat wins here today gets to go and compete down there on that Sunday.
Well, I've been coming down here for at least 3 years now. Is this the 4th year or 5th? How many years is it now? 5?
We've actually done this race for 8 years.
8 years, okay. And I'm excited to see how many schools are here today. It's really grown. Can you talk about that growth?
Yeah, we've always wanted to let it become a larger event and share what we've been able to do. And so now we have Hundred Valley and Magnolia. All of the high schools in Wetzel County are participating this year. Tyler was supposed to come, but unfortunately weren't able to come this year.
So a message for all those art teachers or art-minded STEAM teachers out there. Next year, it happens right at this first weekend, October, this first week, October. They're welcome to come.
Oh yeah, and they can find me, school, call Payton City High School, or however, get in touch with me, and I'll gladly share, and we'll just keep adding more.
Well, I know you're very busy today, Mr. Kennard. We thank you for putting this together, and what a wonderful event it is. I know you got to get to work, so thank you very much.
All right, thank you. People, especially students, I need your attention. Thank you. Today's the eighth year that we have done this race in memory of Matthew Barker, the first kid in Payton City to build and put a cardboard boat in the river. If you don't know the story, unfortunately, he built it that spring. He was killed tragically in an accident that summer. And after that, we just decided we're going to continue his memory and continue on with the tradition of building these boats. For those of you that don't know, it's a steam-based project. One of the greatest artists of all times, Leonardo da Vinci, probably the first guy to ever do steam. Because if you look at the inventions he created, and you have the drawings and things that went into that, it all is enveloped in these boats and what we're trying to do. Today what's going to happen is we're going to have probably 4 different heats of 5 boats or something like that. You're going to be racing out around that buoy and then coming back in. The goal of the race obviously is to be in your boat from the time you leave till the time you come back. And hopefully your boat will be floating the whole time. You won't be dragging it behind you. Okay? That's also why you need to have life jackets on. So no one goes in the river, in a boat, without a life jacket. I know that some people may not have brought life jackets. We may share and cooperate with one another. You know, that's just what we need to do. I think it's pretty exciting that all 4 schools from Wetzel County are represented today. That's the first time ever. And hopefully it's going to continue to grow. Tyler asked if they could come next year. They weren't able to do it this year. You know, who knows? Maybe some other schools will try this. Now, the other part that goes along with this is if the boats are successful, they've been voted on by teachers, at least for Payton City. If they're successful in all levels, they come out, hold together. The winner from today, after all the voting and everything is done, will be going to Georgetown from the 17th of October through the 21st. That's the Georgetown Wooden Boat Show. There's a lot of history about our country there. They're going to be taking a tour out onto a couple of the islands to experience some of the science and wildlife that goes with that, plus the history of those islands. So it's a pretty big deal to win today, which is also why I have to monitor sabotage, which seems to be the word of this year. And, you know, if people are following the rules, but that's all part of it. And the fingers are being pointed. It's okay. But it's a great event to share West Virginia with South Carolina. Last year they had no idea what the Mothman even was. So we built it in 4 hours and then raced it. Also, it was a very neat thing. Cora and Abby last year, the 2 witches in the crew, they raced last year, won for us, and beat an engineering student from Clemson who built a boat. His failed, we came back, we still have that boat. I think that's pretty cool. So, this is more, you know, there's a lot involved in this whole thing. So what I need is the people who are going to race, you you need to be in here so I can call you out. I need you by your boats because I'm going to pick your boat out and say head to the river. You'll get ready to go from here. I'll tell you when to go. So get with your team, get with your boat, and the rest of you, hopefully you can see. Ready?
Already marked improvement over last year. Oh no, we have our first captation. At least the swim back to shore isn't that far away. However, we have these two boats out in the very far front, just doing perfect. The black boat, black and red, the double dog boat, they're using their hands instead of paddles. We have the white boat there, using it looks like a half of a cardboard corner that you'd find in packing material for paddles. Oh no, back here, let's take a look back here, struggling but still afloat. Oh no. If this isn't the kind of thing that makes you want to come to school in the morning, I don't know what will. These are front runners, but not to be ignored. Creeping up behind. Looks like the Woodburgers took first place there. Heat number 1. Second place followed by, I'm not sure the name of that boat. I believe those are Magnolia students there. Excellent for heat number 1. We're joined by two very special guests today. Please introduce yourselves.
My name's Brian Price, and I sit on the Wetzel County Board of Education.
And I'm Warren Grace, and I'm president of the Wetzel County Board.
So, gentlemen, is this your first cardboard boat race?
No, not at all.
No, this is, I think, the third or fourth that I've attended. I've also attended the one that was in New Martinsville last year. And so we've been following these art and science students working together on these boats for several years now.
This is a really terrific way to learn, to pull different skill sets together, and I'm very pleased with this. This is a good idea.
And I'm pleased to see that over the course of the last several years, it started out with just Payton City High School, and I understand this year it's all 4 high schools in the county. I believe Magnolia just
rolling
showed
in.
up.
And it is important when you can, especially with the math issues, everybody talks about math and our need for that, and when you can combine art with math and let those students that might otherwise look away from math and let them incorporate it into an art project, you get a win-win in that situation. So that's one of the reasons why we think this is one of the important things that we do to encourage all of our students, and now county-wide, which is awesome.
I think it's a great idea, and I'd like to see more of these kinds of activities where we mesh these things together with STEM. It tells students that their academic learning can have practical applications, and this is a great thing.
And it happens right here in Payton City.
Yeah.
You guys both have ties here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here today. Anything you'd like to add before we conclude the interview?
I'll just
Not really.
encourage our students, though,
Yeah.
to just continue to improve and learn every day.
Exactly.
And we're going to produce some great citizens from our students here in Wetzel County.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Valley, 100, Magnolia, and Payton City High School, taking through the river on this beautiful October 1st morning. I think if you pay attention to each of the heats, there is a specific design of boat that tends to do better. So anybody watching this in future years, getting ready to compete in your own Matthew Barker Memorial Cardboard Boat Race, maybe you'll take that as a hint. Looks like the ladies rule the day this heat. And such a beautiful boat it is. I'm not sure what kind of monster it is, but maybe we can get a post-race interview with them. Again, no paddle used on this boat design. Educational activities like this, it's immediately made aware whether or not your solution is correct. I tell you what though, that blue and green boat out there might not be fast, but it is buoyant, so there is something to be said for that. And there it went. A long swim back to shore. First, let's start over on this side. Please introduce yourselves. What are your names, please?
I'm Isabella. I'm Hallie. I'm Kelsey. I'm Brandis.
Ty Kane.
Zane Yater.
And your team, do you have a team name?
The sheep squatch.
Yeah,
we're,
sheep squatch.
yeah. We're the sheep squatch.
And what school are you representing this morning?
Payne
City
City.
High School.
The Wildcats. Okay, so is this your first year competing?
No.
How many years have you competed?
Two.
How did you do last year?
I went to Georgetown. I went to Georgetown.
My group didn't sing.
You went to Georgetown?
I did.
Talk a little bit about that. So tell me about the Georgetown competition.
Well, it was fun. We started out, we didn't know if we won or not at first because the current was so bad we didn't make it all the way around the buoy. It was hard to know if we won or not, but we stayed ahead of everyone else, so we got to win, and we went down there for 3 days and made a new boat and raced down there.
So you won. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So did you use those skills that you learned in, was it Georgetown? Are you using those skills for your boat design today?
Yep.
Excellent. So you guys obviously have a pretty good chance to win today. Who else should we be looking for? Who else has a good chance?
Jake Amos and the small group.
Yes.
Mallory
Nice,
Yater and
pretty
Hope
quick.
Weber
It's a
and
pretty
Maggie
thick
Sell's
boat.
boat is really good.
Yeah, Cora and Abby have
Cora
a
and
good
Abby.
Cora and Abby
They
made
always
it to
have a good
Georgetown
boat. Yeah, they
last
went to
year.
Georgetown last year. So they
Valley's
have a
got
chance.
some good ones.
Oh, Valley's here today?
Yes, sir. And
Excellent
100.
to hear. And 100. So
And
it's
Magnolia.
a,
And Magnolia.
so it's a full county for the first year. That's great news.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but this competition involves, it's a STEAM project. Some people might not know that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Can you talk about any of those concepts that were driven home by this project?
We used a
Obviously,
lot
it was
of
a lot
math.
of fun, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about the learning.
We used a lot of math because with everyone's weight, you have to account for like how long your boat has to be and how wide. Because if you don't make it long or wide enough, you're definitely not going to be able to fit 5 people in there. So we definitely used a lot of math. And I think science was really important because we had to use the right materials to make sure the boat was sealed really well. We used a lot of paste, a lot of rice paste, which was used like very long ago, and it works really well to seal the boat. And then contact cement, that stuff works really well.
Yeah.
We use a lot of that.
Yeah.
And personally, I think that the teamwork aspect of this is very important.
Yeah.
How did your team work together?
We each worked on different things. Like some of us worked on the boat when we first started. Some of us worked on the head that we did. That's really cool.
The paddles.
The paddles. And then the rice.
If we didn't have all of us, we would definitely not have been able to get this done.
We divided and conquered.
Yeah.
Excellent strategy. Well, I know you guys are going to be extra busy getting ready to go today. Do you have anything you'd like to add before I leave you?
We'll see you in Georgetown.
Yeah. See you in Georgetown.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
And the witches are out front. And this, my friends, is perseverance. Take a look. Still trying. again at our front runners here. They competed in a regional contest in South Carolina last year and did quite well, winning first place in the cardboard division. It's not surprising that they should take in first place for their heat today. I'm joined here with another competitor today. Please introduce yourself.
Name's Caleb Howe.
All right, and I understand you have a boat in the race today.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, tell us a little bit about it. Does your boat have a name?
It doesn't have a name, but since all the boats are based off of monsters this year, ours is the Deer Man.
Okay, now how long did you spend creating and building your boat?
Roughly about 3 weeks.
Yeah, do you feel like you have a good shot at winning today?
I think so.
Now, will you be in the boat or do you have a pilot?
I will not be in the boat. I have 2 pilots that are going to be going into the boat.
All right, now what school are you from?
Payton City High School.
Well, great. This is, I believe, 4 or 5 years that we've done this. Have you competed before?
I have, yes.
How
2
did
years.
you do in previous years?
The boat sunk within the first 5 minutes, but we're going to do better this year.
You learned from your mistakes, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, now, are you a senior?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any after high school plans?
Yeah, I'm going to go to a nursing school, hopefully. I want to go for nursing, hopefully BM Spur up in Glendale. That's what my hope is.
That's a very smart idea. There's always room for male nurses in the world. They're always in high demand. I appreciate your time today. Do you have anything you'd like to add before we conclude this interview?
No, sir, I don't think I do.
Well, thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
And they're off. Will any make it off the rim? That's the first big hurdle.
Oh my God, Lexi, you're sinking!
And the panic sets in. Out of this heat, we have a clear front runner as they're off to the buoy. Will they be able to fight the current and make it upstream? They've recorrected their boat. It's pointing the right direction. Let's see how they do. I guess when you consider if your boat is going to capsize, it might as well capsize within walking distance of the shore. Much easier to remove your boat from the water in that instance. But back to the front runners, folks. They're rounding the buoy at this time. Theirs is looking like it may be taking on some water. I believe these students are from Magnolia. Magnolia celebrating homecoming weekend this weekend. So on Tuesday, students are preparing in the dirty Ohio River to Saturday, cleaned up in their finest gowns and suits for homecoming day. Will they make it? Excellent job. Heat number 5. The final heat to come. We've left our tripod to get a great view of these boats before they're in the water because we know what will happen to cardboard once it hits our water. Let's take a look at some of these designs, and you can decide whether or not they'll be successful today.
I feel like if you talk about on my head.
No, Faith broke it.
Students from 100 High School, Valley High School, Magnolia High School, and the originating high school here, Payton City High School, all ready to race. Incorporating all those STEAM concepts today. Look at that bunny rabbit. These things don't happen without the cooperation of many people. It's a beautiful day. The water's warm.
I would have let him use mine, but I didn't know where mine was.
Stay tuned for more action. A little bit of contact there. You know what they say, rubbin's racing. Bunny man on the way. Re-it boat. Loaded down with 4 people. 4 people per boat. That's risky. But they're doing it, and they float. Can you believe it?
You gotta save that.
See if you flip down the monitor. Flip that down. It won't work. Flip that down. And then it records output. Those new paddles, that new paddle design will catch on quick. Very good design. Very quick. Maybe the fastest boat of the day. And ironically, the name of their boat? The Losers Club. Not today, folks. As far as I'm concerned, everybody here today is a winner. Spectators and competitors alike. Oh no! A victory swim.
Being videotaped, Matt. Do something cute.